Guys, how many guys want to see Judy?
I don't even know what's going on here, but it's got candy.
Okay, today is VidCon, day number 1. Well, yesterday was actually day number 1, but this is the day with the first official thing. I'm already late. I'm gonna go hang out with a bunch of video nerds, learn some things, talk to people, and have a good time. And you guys are gonna come with me.
Now I get that this may not be as interesting this time around for you, because why do you care about video conferences? But it's like I said the other day, you got to put yourself into new and different situations in order to find the interesting stuff, because I don't know who I'm going to meet. I might meet some very interesting people, or it could just be me walking around the halls of a convention center. So close, yet so far. That's where we're going. It is 9:53. I've already missed the first session. I'm still waiting to get to the event. Haven't registered, haven't done anything. Man, I am a crap conference attender, but we'll make it up. So I'm supposed to go meet somebody here at the hotel to get parking passes. My wife works for this hotel chain, and yeah, so I'm supposed to get free passes for the next 3 days because it's 40 bucks a day to park here. 40. Okay, registration. This gigantic room. This is the furthest, utmost point of the entire convention center. I'm gonna get my steps in today. Normally I don't do swag bags because they're just such a pain in the ass to carry around. But this one's a backpack, and I can carry around some other stuff that I've got hanging around me already. So, perfect. You're doing it right, VidCon. You've done it right. My only gripe so far is signage. Signage here is really, really bad. Like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm walking up and down stairs, walking through doors I shouldn't be walking through. I'm just gonna meander until I find something to do. If I knew I was gonna be spending this much time in the sun, I would have worn sunblock. Okay, mother load. I think I'm in the right spot. Hall C. At least I go get a free shirt. So essentially, this is Swag City. This is where you go from booth to booth, and you get a bunch of junk that you don't need. Carry it around all day and hurt your feet and back. This is something you don't see at most conferences. Bounce houses. I love that. Alright, I'm taking a second to sit down because there's going to be a conversation right up here on this stage with Philip DeFranco and a couple other people. If you don't know Philip DeFranco, go check out Philip DeFranco on YouTube.
Oh wait, who's coming out next? Is it Mom?
Another thing that's painfully obvious is that there are some exhibitors here who have zero connection to their community. Zero. Like, they don't know anything about the people that are here. And then some really own it. Taco Bell is killing it over there. Oh, hey, free shirts. So, day 1 of VidCon is almost over. I've got one more conversation to attend, but yeah, an interesting day to say the least. Before I share my thoughts, I'm gonna go ahead and attend day 2, day 3, and get an overall thought. But there is one thought I do want to share, and that is this. I have walked out of 2 events today because the panel discussions were not compelling, not even a little. So I left because I'd rather walk around and see what else is going on than sit in that room on an uncomfortable chair, listen to somebody talk about something that, you know, I'm just not enthused about. So this is the fault of one, the moderator, and two, the person that they're talking to, because the moderator is supposed to help bring the energy up. And number two, the people that should be talking should understand that they are trying to not only inform, but also entertain, just like they do on YouTube, except on, you know, in front of live people. And maybe some people just can't make that crossover. It's the truth, folks. It's the truth. You gotta bring the energy. All right, today is day 3 of VidCon, and I am not going to go. That's right, I am not going to VidCon for day 3 for 2 reasons. But first, hey, what do you think of this cool shirt? A shirt I will probably never ever wear unless I'm cleaning the house. It's not a bad shirt. It's actually a decent shirt, but it's purple. Not that I have any problem with purple, but you know, black, baby. It's gotta be black. If it was a black shirt, I'd wear this shirt every day. Or, you know, every day that it was clean. Reasons I'm not going to VidCon today. Number 1, my son comes back from grandma's house today, and I would rather stay here, hang out with him, rather than go to Anaheim and hang out with a bunch of strangers. Number 2, I have a list of pros and cons which I will express to you and then will explain why I've decided. But short story is that today's lineup of conversations didn't really turn me on. So here are my pros and cons for VidCon. I've compiled a list of things that I'm gonna read to you because I would forget them otherwise. Basically just letting you know the things that I appreciate and, you know, didn't appreciate so much about the event. Pro, I got to see how completely, totally massive the video, YouTube, live video, it's not just YouTube, it's everybody, but the video community is. I mean, it's just a massive, massive thing. And that's just here locally. I can only imagine what it's like in other cities. Con, I got to see how entirely massive the community was. And it was a little bit intimidating to see how many people were running around, how many young teenage girls running around this event. Yes, it was a community-oriented event, a lot of fans running around, and it just put a perspective on who are the fans of the videos that I might be sharing. I don't think I'm attracting a bunch of 14-year-old teenage girls, and if they are, hey, listen, it wasn't my fault, parents. I didn't do it on purpose. If I have young girls and guys hanging out watching, more power to you. I hope I inspire you to do good things, but regardless, I just don't think that they're my demographic. And so when I look at some of these other YouTubers that have millions of subscribers and millions of views, it just makes me go like, wow, man, I am just such a small fish. One thing I did take away from this is that even with a small community in a place like YouTube or on Snapchat or whatever, you can make a good impact. So don't give up. Pros, it inspired me to create. Every single day, I wanted to go and do more of these or do some of that. Cons, it made me want to leave the room. I was so inspired that I just wanted to get out of there and, you know, not be there. But I felt like I needed to be there because I invested my money in the event, so I stayed, but I wanted to leave. Pro, it made me really think about what direction I want to head with these videos, with this content. It made me clear on how I should be pointing this weapon of media insurgents. Was that good? Bad? I don't know. It made me clear on how I should be, you know, sharing my stuff for you. Cons. Because I know what kind of content I should be showing, I was really critical of some of the other people because I know who I am, because I know what kind of energy I bring to a room. It made me super critical of anybody that was up on a panel who is this big fancy YouTuber and they had really weak voices. Not entertaining, not informative, just up there answering questions as if it was their college professor asking them rather than the fans. No energy, and it really was not awesome. Pro, a lot of the information that you got was repeated from one person to the next because it really is a very simple process. You do the work, you focus on what you love, and then you wait for the people to show up and find you. There's more to it than that, but basically that's it. Con, there's a lot of repeat content. No matter how many panels I went to, no matter what those panels were titled, the questions and answers were virtually the same from one panel to the next, to the next, to the next. So what ended up happening that I saw, especially as the days went on, people would go to watch a panel, and then as the panel droned on about their content and about their information and did so with lack of energy, the fans and the viewers would just start pouring out of the room, to the point where the very last panel that I was in, it seemed like it was a mass exodus long before the panel was even done. And I appreciate what these people were sharing, but they weren't really bringing the thunder, and everything they said, literally every single thing they said was exactly the same as everything else I had already heard. I really believe this conference needs more unique voices. Not a panel, not somebody asking inane questions. There were literally fans that walked up and said, I've asked this question of every panel that I've walked into. You're not helping. So yeah, we need more unique voices that are going to inspire and get people motivated to want to do the work. So lessons learned. Number one, step up to the highest tier whenever possible. In this event, there were 3 tiers that you could sign up for to, participate in certain things. There was the community, which is the fans, there's the creators, which is what I did, and then there was the industry. I would much rather have been at the one in the industry level, and although it was a lot more expensive, it probably would have been more worth my while. Number 2, this is a big one. Go with friends whenever possible. Going by yourself is, it's okay. You're still gonna learn stuff, but there's not as much of an experience. I really wish I had some friends there to, just to commiserate with, to talk with, to kind of rally back and forth about the content, because it's a lot more fun when you got somebody to hang out with. So take a friend. Number 3, bring snacks. I cannot stress this enough. Bring water, bring protein bars, bring whatever. Bring a banana or 3. Usually the food that you get at these conventions is crap. Now they had a big lot full of food trucks, which was cool, but none of those food trucks were offering anything healthy. Another thing about that is that if there's 20 to 30,000 people walking around all trying to get food at the same time you are, it's gonna be a while. Number 4, understand that you or I may not be the core demographic of this particular event. As a creator, I probably was, but as a creator of my age range, maybe not. As I said, core demographic for age for the community was probably 14 to 17-year-old teenage girls. If you had seen how many high school girls were at this event, you would have been blown away. I thought I was at some sort of K-pop convention. That was not the case though. But hey, you know what? I still had a good time, even though I was like the old dude in the room. Number 5, be patient. One of the things I definitely suffered from there was when I was going through these panels, and every single one was a little bit more repetitive and a little bit more repetitive, and then I'd go and I'd wait for the next thing, or go to wait for food, or go to wait for coffee. I could sense that I was starting to lose my patience, so I had to take a second to relax, breathe, and just enjoy the environment. Number 6, be open to new ideas. Keep your mind open to the possibility that maybe it's teenage girls that are watching this right now. Not likely, but maybe they are. And how do I cater to them without seeming like a total creep? Number 7, find the art where you can. If you are waiting for something, look around and see where you can find the art and find the opportunity to do something while you're there. You're gonna wait around a lot. You're gonna sit around a lot. You're gonna sit in big crowded rooms with people. How can you do what you need to do in that short moment? And finally, and most importantly, know when to go home. Because there's people at home that probably want to hang out with you more than these 14 to 17-year-old teenage girls. Just saying.